What's up guys, Yankdotcom here, and today I'm bringing you some FIFA13 Ultimate Team. This is a new series I'm doing for Hupit. This is Road to Division 1 in Ultimate Team. You can see my team here is a massively overpowered and overpriced Brazilian team. Just give me a look at the subs as well. This is a nice way to spend 600,000 coins if you have them lying around. Probably more actually, because I want to get I want to get Danny Alves, so by the time I get him it's probably going to be higher to 800,000 by the time I finish with it. But get straight into it. In the first game we plug him up against KS Klujanitsky or something like that. He's playing a baby Brazilian team like what I have. He's playing a flat back 3 and 2 CDMs, which means he does make life hard for me through the middle of the pitch, but he does give an awful lot of space and an awful lot of ball to me out wide, and that will punish you when you got Hulk and Neymar out wide. As you can see, Hulk all day, he runs into the box, gets a little bit of space for himself, hits it off the paddle, across the face of the goal, easy 1-0 lead for me 5 minutes into this game. I'm pretty much going to stick with that strategy for the whole game here, because I know he's not going to switch it. I had a quick look at his subs on the bench when the game first started. I noticed he didn't have any left back and right back, so he's not going to change that up. With saying that, he does have some good players going forward. You know, he has Jadson, Kleber, Rafinha, and Rafinha did very well there to get the shot away. Kleber was unlucky that he didn't follow up and hit the target with that hit the bar, but I do manage to scramble it away. Again, just another example of how much space I got out wide. Hernandez feeds it out to Neymar. He has all day, and it forces a good save from the keeper, and I got unlucky there with that one. Again, here's another prime example. Hernandez all day, no one around him. He can move where he wants. Picks out Robinho. Robinho tries to hit it, hits a deflection, follows up with a second one. Keeper gets a touch to it and puts it onto the bar, and he scrambles it away. How I didn't get 2-0 up there, I don't know. Coming into the second half straight away again, very same next problem again straight away. Hulk, massive amount of space, all the flanks are run out of, picks it out to Hernandez, pulls a couple of players with him, has space for Hulk, fires it across the goal, and nestles nicely in the bottom corner of the net. Like I said, you can play this. A lot of people like playing with 3-5-2 because it kind of stifles the midfield and you have two guys in front of your back three, but you're going to give away a massive amount of possession out in wide areas, and he gets punished there with that. This game was pretty straightforward. There was not else much going on. You can see Manuelson feeds it out to Zarzinho. Like I said, the problem with Danilo for me, he's not doing it for me anymore, and he does give away very, very sloppy goals. He wasn't tracking Zarzinho there, and he did deserve that goal because he did play well towards the end of the game. But it was a 2-1 win for me. 3 points for me at the minute. We're on to game number 2. This is against FC Djamini. I presume I pronounced that right. Playing with an all-Dutch team, with the exception of his centre midfielder, who's Georgian. Watch out for the right winger, Bacano. He's a silver 71, but he's an absolute pace demon, and he's got an absolutely wicked shot on him. You can pick him up for very, very cheap in the auction. I've had a look. You can probably pick him up for less than 700-800 coins now at the minute, but he's a very, very good option. This opening clip is going to describe this game perfectly for me and what happens, because I missed every sort of sitter you could ever imagine. Like, should have had 15-16 goals in this game, and I only scored a couple. But you have it out to Diego again. The shot gets charged down. I get the corner from it. Again, Marcelo, when I'm hitting in these corners, it's always the same thing. Hitting the penalty spot, just in the edge of the 6-yard box. Lovely little header from Thiago Silva. That man is an absolute monster when you get crosses into the box. Him and Dede have probably scored for me at least 15 to 20 goals each. They're absolute beasts, but they are massively overpriced again. Again, we see here Robinho breaking in lots of space. Like, when you got a silver team, you're not really going to live with a gold team when it comes to stats wise. He nestles that one nicely in the far left bottom corner. This game should, at 2-0, be pretty much game over for me. And I know it's only half an hour into the game, but you know, when you're 2-0 up, you should not be looking at losing the game at least. But with the amount of chances I was getting, this felt for me I could have been at least 4 or 5-0 up at half time. He pretty much gave up the ghost, and you can see here Dede almost scores from him, basically doing little skill moves in his own penalty box. He gets a goal kick and does the absolute worst thing you could do, lays it off to Pato. Pato should have went for the finesse shot. How it didn't go in, I don't know, but just coming into half time, that should have been 3-0 going in. Again, we have Pato here. Robinho's just about to make a break. Lots of space for him. He brings out his keeper. I tried to go for the chip, but I did it too late and it got charged down. He gets the ball. Does he go on the quick breakaway? You bet his arse he goes on the quick breakaway here. Bacano with a lovely little ball out to Luring. I can't get back. Marcelo cannot get back in time. It forces a good save from my goalkeeper. He gets a corner from it just at the dying seconds of half time. I hate these corners at half time because this always happens. I always concede from a shitty header just before half time. It's made life a little bit more harder for me now. I'm 2-1 up at the minute, but straight from the second half I do get a break here and I cut in. Bacano tries to charge me now and I don't get it. Diego Pato just on the edge of the box. Lovely little finesse shot. Again, finally making up. He should have had a hat-trick at this stage. I can't believe that was only his first goal, but I was kind of pissed off. Pato, for me, misses so many chances, but he does always manage to score 1 or 2 goals a game. But like I say, he's one of those sort of players. He's like a Suarez. He misses more than he scores. Again, like I said, with these sort of teams, when you have a silver team, it's going to be hard for you to live with a gold team, but you just have to make the most of your chances. Again, a lovely ball from Robinho outside of his foot towards Pato. I go for the try and chip the keeper. It doesn't work. It falls to Diego and it gets charged down. I watched that back. That was going in until I got a deflection. You see here again, Bacano. Dede can't makes a mess of the challenge, falls to him in the box. A lovely shot across the goal, right into the top corner. Now he's back to 3-2. Now he has a chance of pulling it back. Does he do it? I'm not going to tell you just yet. I'm not going to do a spoiler for you. But this guy, he didn't stop. Even though he was doing skill moves at one stage in his own penalty box, he does come back and makes a good showing for himself. Again, Robinho, I was absolutely kicking myself when I seen that chance happen to me the first time, because I just massively underpowered the shot and it looked stupid. Again, Marcelo outside. He can't win the duels with Bacano for some reason. He's obviously just too quick for him, even though he's nearly got twice as much pace in him. He does manage to get the cross into Popon, I presume I'm pronouncing that right, and he does stitch it in. It's now 3-3 with 10 minutes left. There was nothing I could do about it. My head just dropped after that second goal, and to be honest, I was kind of on tilt in this next game against FC Guard. I was so pissed off after that last game. This guy with an all-German team with the exception of Tim Cahill in centre back. Watch out for Sidney Sam right mid. You can pick him up 1,500 coins. He's got 90 pace and he does play a hell of a lot better than his card suggests he does. You see it here, first chance he gets from 50 minutes in. Again, Dede and Thiago Silva do not challenge him properly, and he just absolutely just side foots it past the keeper into the corner. This guy gave me all sorts of problems. He was playing flat back 4, 1 CDM, and I could not get space anywhere in the ball. He was charging me down. Neymar, just on the stroke at half time, he cuts in, leaves the guy for dead, places it lovely across the face of the goalkeeper. I'm thinking to myself, lovely, I'm going in now at half time, 1-1, kind of collect myself and come back out ready for the second half. But this half was far from over, let me tell you. There was 1 minute of added time added onto this, and somehow, somewhere, he manages to pull a goal out of absolutely nowhere. Again with Boateng out to Tiffert, pulls out the keeper. Cruz, just for some reason, just sends Danilo all over the place, and he just stitches it, absolutely stitches it inside my keeper. Again, I'm very disappointed with my keeper. He's given away some soft goals in the last few games. Second half, it's going to become an absolute clusterfuck. You're going to watch Robinho here, acres and acres and acres of room, pulls it back to Diego, the sweaty sort of a goal, but this guy kind of went more attacking towards the second half. He thought there was goals in it for him. I managed to kind of pull that one back, but instantly from the kickoff, my defence just basically falls asleep. I don't know whether it's because FIFA allow this sort of kind of, you capitalise, but when you pull a goal back, but for some reason Thiago Silva just panicked and put it out for a corner kick, and Cruz hits in an absolutely lovely corner, and to the big man Miroslav Klose with an absolute rocket of a header. There was nothing I could do to stop that. That was the reason. I was wondering why he had Klose up there as opposed to Podolski or Manuel Gomez and stuff like that. But again, right from the kickoff that we get back out to Pato, he draws a challenge from one, sees Robinho with acres and acres of room, cuts in, gets charged down, but Pato following up manages to kind of, twist himself around the defender to pull it back, and we're now 3-3. And this, believe me, 3-3. This game is not over yet. 55 minutes gone. There's been 3 goals in 7 minutes of play in the second half. So you can imagine how far this game was. We're coming in with 62 minutes. Thiago Silva does try and go out to Tiffer. For some reason, he makes an absolute meal of his challenge. Keeper does get a hand to it and knocks it out, but I'm thinking to myself, if he hits in another corner like he did last time, I'm in big trouble. And just my luck, he did. Absolute bullet of a header from Miroslav Klose. This guy, you literally cannot do anything against him in the air, even with 2 decent centre backs that I have. Hernandez found himself here in the middle with lots and lots of room. Tried to feed it in through to Robinho. Again, I was trying to look at it, getting the shot, but it didn't work. Feed it to Pato. He manages to get that first touch to kind of kill 3 defenders stone dead. Pulls it in for 4-4 with 11 minutes to go, and I'm thinking to myself, this is it. I have to get him. I have to pull it back here now. I have to get the win out of this, but I couldn't do it. He went back to his kind of flat 4 and CDM and kind of stifled out the rest of the game, just to end at 4-4. But this was a pretty good game, and he sent me a message afterwards saying good game, and to be honest, it was probably one of the best games, even though it was 4-4, that I played in a long time. Last up now we have won the last game against Slender FC. We need 3 points in this to win the league. This guy's got an all-Spanish team, a couple of dangerous little players there. He has, he has Didac, he has DeMarcos, he has Joaquin. The only thing about this was he'd obviously played a lot of games before, and he hadn't any fitness cards because a lot of players were tired. You see there, Diego gets fed with acres of space. Absolute peach of a shot that he hits with the outside of his right foot. Absolutely stitches it in the top corner. 1-0 up with 27 minutes gone. I noticed at this stage, this guy's very, very tired. He didn't look like he had many players on the bench. And I was at this stage I was thinking, 3 points, get the win the league, tie it up here now. You can see Negredo has very, very little pace. Robinho with acres of room in the middle of the park. My PVR cut out there, but Hernandez does manage to get the goal. Could show here in the replay, but for some reason my PVR went a bit haywire. You can see here he pulls into the centre defender. Hernandez with all day to run through in that gap and just nestles it in the far corner. That was pretty much it for 2-0 at half time. We come out straight away into the second half. I made a few changes, brought on Wellington and Lucas. Wellington straight away kind of came in, got charged down by the keeper. Diego hits a shot, it rebounds off the defender, and his own defender stopped his goalkeeper from getting back with that one. That was for 3-0. I was pretty sure at that stage that he was going to rage quit, but he didn't. Fair enough to him. He kind of stayed in for a little bit longer. And you can see hits the rebound. The keeper's going back, but his defender stops, and he ends up stopping his own goalkeeper. At 3-0, I'm kind of just going for fancy goals now. With Neymar taking on players dribbling around him, and that was, to me, that was a gift. I don't know how that went in, but from the goal kick, he does the grave mistake you can never do. He gave it to Pato. Pato with the sweaty pass to Wellington. 4-0. This game's pretty much wrapped up. This guy's wrecked. He's got no one else on the bench. It's pretty much all over now at this stage. It's guaranteed me the title. Again, we have Lucas. He's going to break through with the centre midfield. He's got lots of space, all day to exploit it. I've said, fuck it, I'll go for the fancy shot. Goes out for a corner. When I'm hitting corners, Marcelo, simple as hit the 6-yard box, see what happens. Wellington rises highest, hits a lovely little header across the goalkeeper. That's 5-0. And you're going to see now, there we go. This guy's gone. Connection has been lost. He's gone. In fairness, if the game was a lot closer than it should have been, the game should have been a lot closer if his players were a lot fitter, but they weren't. You just say there you go, I got 14 points from that. Won the game title. We're back into Division 4. We're heading up. We're not getting sacked in the morning. Next episode will be out, I presume, next month. Until then, guys, take it easy. See you later. Goodbye.